What if the greatest prison we inhabit is the one we build within our own minds? This book serves as a crucial guide to breaking free from the suffocating grip of self-doubt and unhealthy beliefs that distort our perceptions. This book delves deep into the dark corners of mental health challenges and reveals the truths hidden beneath layers of ego, offering readers the tools needed to reclaim their identity and purpose. Are you ready to confront the illusions that have held you hostage? It's time to embark on a transformative journey toward liberation from your inner turmoil. Beyond the Mirror: How to Silence the Toxic Ego, written and published by Mindset Liberation. Chapter 1: The Ego's Illusion, Trapped in False Identity. Every day, countless individuals wake up to a sense of disconnection from their true selves, ensnared in the deceitful web of ego. This unseen force often masquerades as confidence, but roots itself deeply in insecurity, creating a distorted reality that blinds us to our authentic identity. The ego thrives on comparison, competition, and the relentless pursuit of validation from the outside world. It whispers lies that lead us to believe we are only as valuable as our achievements or the approval we receive from others. Understanding this pervasive mental health issue is essential, as it sheds light on the origins of our suffering. Research suggests that as many as 1 in 5 adults experience mental health conditions at some point in their lives, with issues stemming from ego intricacies affecting self-worth and emotional health. Expert psychologists assert that much of our distress arises from a fragile ego, cultivated during childhood but exacerbated in adulthood by societal expectations and social media pressures. Picture a young child, filled with creativity and curiosity, who gradually learns to seek approval rather than embrace their true self. This loss of authenticity can manifest in various forms: anxiety, depression, and a pervasive feeling of inadequacy, a cycle that repeats for countless individuals. Consider Sarah, a high-achieving professional who seemingly has it all: a thriving career, a close-knit circle of friends, and a seemingly perfect life. Yet beneath the surface, Sarah battles crippling self-doubt, convinced that her worth is tied solely to her accolades. When her latest project receives mixed reviews, she spirals into despair, experiencing an overwhelming sense of failure. For Sarah and many others, the ego's illusion can be relentless, constantly feeding upon fears and insecurities that keep us trapped in a narrative of false identity. As we navigate through life, the stories and beliefs we cultivate about ourselves shape our experiences and relationships. This is where the ego's deception becomes insidious. It convinces us that we must present a polished version of ourselves, one that is often far removed from who we truly are. Friendships and connections that require vulnerability become laden with the weight of expectation, causing us to wear metaphorical masks to shield ourselves from rejection. We experience a fear of showing our true selves in vulnerable moments, leading to relational disconnection. The pursuit of acceptance, while a natural human inclination, can become a bitter trap when entwined with ego. This is not merely a psychological phenomenon isolated to a few, but rather a collective struggle shaped by our upbringing and societal pressures. The impact can be deeply felt, from the boardroom to the living room, as diminished self-worth breeds unfulfilling relationships and stagnant personal growth. In recognizing the ego's illusion, we start peeling away the layers that obscure our real identity. The journey ahead involves confronting these misconceptions and unraveling the narratives that have been ingrained within us. It requires us to be bold in the face of discomfort and courageously question the beliefs that have governed our lives. This chapter is the beginning of shedding the ego's weight and beginning to discover the powerful truth of who we are beneath the surface. The illusion of the ego shapes every facet of our emotional landscape, influencing how we respond to challenges, make decisions, and engage in relationships. A fragile ego often leads to heightened emotional volatility. When we rely on external validation for our worth, any perceived criticism or failure becomes a threat to our self-image. Consider the case of Jake, a talented artist whose work is critiqued at a gallery exhibit. Instead of viewing feedback as a means for growth, he perceives it as a personal attack, spiraling into anger and despair. In turn, this emotional upheaval clouds his judgment, making it difficult for him to assess the feedback constructively. The ego's hold can dictate our emotional responses, trapping us in a cycle of distress and defensiveness. Decision-making also falls prey to the ego. When faced with choices, a desire to uphold an image or facade can heavily influence our options. For example, Rachel constantly finds herself in high-paying jobs that drain her creativity and passion, driven not by enjoyment but by a desperate need to appear successful. Psychological research indicates that this phenomenon is linked to ego-driven choices, often leading individuals down paths that amplify dissatisfaction and regret. The illusion of success, often painted in monetary and superficial achievements, can render us blind to paths that align with our true values and desires. Relationships, too, suffer in the shadow of a robust ego. When self-worth hinges on external accolades and opinions, genuine connections become rare and fragile. People may find themselves drawn to individuals who reinforce their self-image, leading to superficial relationships rather than authentic interactions. Take the example of Mark and Lisa, who present themselves as the perfect couple to the world. Behind closed doors, they struggle to communicate openly, fearing the vulnerability that could threaten their carefully constructed identities. Their relationship becomes a facade, leaving both partners feeling isolated and misunderstood. Falling for the ego's trap is nearly universal, driven by a fundamental human need for acceptance and belonging. We have been conditioned from an early age to seek approval, often at the expense of authenticity. Collections of social media, likes, corporate accolades, and societal status often replace the more profound sense of self-worth that is cultivated through meaningful experiences and genuine relationships. Studies in social psychology reinforce this notion, exploring how our need for belonging can override our internal compass, steering us toward decisions that align with perceived societal standards rather than personal fulfillment. In confronting the mental health implications of ego, we must muster urgency to unearth these intricacies and untangle ourselves from their grip. The need to meet other people's expectations or maintain a facade can lead to a profound sense of unfulfillment and inner turmoil. Many face the consequences of an unchecked ego, leading to a pervasive disconnect between our inner selves and outward identities. As we navigate the maze of ego-centered emotions, choices, and relationships, it becomes essential to remain vigilant of the hidden dangers that lie in wait. The comforting yet deceptive allure of the ego can lead us into emotional minefields that threaten our well-being. The next part of this journey will shine a light on the subtle warning signs that many overlook, illuminating pathways for genuine growth and self-awareness. Recognizing the manifestations of the mental health issues driven by an unchecked ego is crucial for anyone on the path to healing. These manifestations can appear in various forms, often disguised as seemingly innocuous feelings or behaviors that subtly shape our lives. For instance, individuals may experience chronic emotional exhaustion, a pervasive sense of anxiety that stems from constantly monitoring their social interactions and public perceptions. The need for external approval can lead to unhealthy patterns, such as overcommitting to social obligations or feeling paralyzed by the fear of rejection. These behaviors may not immediately seem connected to ego concerns, but they reflect a deep-seated need for validation that can become all-consuming. Consider the case of Linda, a dedicated employee who frequently sacrifices her personal needs to please her superiors, driven by her belief that only through relentless hard work will she earn respect and recognition. In her quest for acceptance, she begins to overlook her passions and personal relationships, leading to a slow but steady disengagement from her own life. As her work hours increase, her mental health deteriorates. Linda's story is a common one, illustrating how the ego can manipulate our decisions and distort our self-perception, rendering us oblivious to the toll it takes on our well-being. Another manifestation is the tendency to create rigid boundaries in relationships, driven by fears of vulnerability. John, a man in his 30s, has a pattern of keeping potential partners at arm's length, creating barriers to intimacy. His ego convinces him that showing genuine emotion will expose him to pain and ridicule. Hence, he opts for surface-level interactions. This results in loneliness and an unfulfilled longing for genuine connection, mirroring the struggles many face when the ego dictates relational dynamics. In these instances, individuals may become experts at hiding their true selves, often leading to a sense of profound isolation and despair. Recognizing these patterns is the indispensable first step toward healing, serving as a catalyst for self-awareness. The unconscious beliefs we hold about ourselves and how those beliefs manifest in our behaviors define the trajectory of our emotional health. Acknowledging that these behaviors stem from an overactive ego allows us to confront the illusions we've harbored for so long. This recognition can be unsettling. However, it is this very discomfort that instigates introspection and growth. By shining a light on the ego's influence, we can begin to untangle the web of lies we have constructed, offering the possibility of a more authentic, fulfilling existence. As we prepare to delve deeper into this exploration, the next chapter will guide us in recognizing self-deception, the very root of our inner struggles. It will highlight key factors that contribute to this cycle and provide invaluable insights into how we can challenge and dismantle these harmful thought patterns. If you find this journey resonates with you and wish to explore further, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation for ongoing support. Engaging deeply with this content can help you understand and conquer the shadows of the ego. Your comments and suggestions are invaluable. They pave the way for a more enriched learning experience for everyone as we embark together on this transformative path toward mental clarity and emotional freedom. Understanding the mental health issues connected to the ego is not just the first step to healing, it is the gateway to reclaiming your true self. Chapter 2. Recognizing self-deception, the root of inner struggles. The first step toward personal liberation lies in unmasking the powerful yet deceptive stories we tell ourselves. Self-deception is insidious. It can cloak itself in the semblance of truth, luring us into a false sense of security. To tackle our inner struggles effectively, we must strive to acknowledge and confront these deceptive narratives. Understanding self-deception's profound origins is essential, as it informs not only our daily choices, but also our emotional well-being and relationships with others. Self-deception often sprouts in the fertile ground of our insecurities and fears, usually taking root in childhood. As we navigate formative experiences, we begin to develop coping mechanisms to shield ourselves from rejection, criticism, and vulnerability. According to psychological research, cognitive dissonance, a state experienced when one's beliefs are inconsistent with their actions, can lead to self-deceptive behaviors as a way to alleviate discomfort. A study conducted by leading psychologists reveals that more than 80% of individuals experienced some form of self-deception in their lives, whether in the workplace, relationships, or personal aspirations. This is a powerful testament to just how common and relatable this struggle can be. Consider the story of Ethan, a young professional grappling with self-doubt. He has long dreamed of pursuing a career in writing, but consistently tells himself he isn't talented enough to pursue that passion. Instead, he commits to a job in finance solely for its stability and external approval. Yet inside, he battles an ongoing war, convinced that his true self is trapped in a cage built from fear and self-recrimination. The pervasive belief that he isn't good enough leads him to fabricate excuses and downplay his capabilities, embodying the very essence of self-deception. This personal reflection is not unique to Ethan, but resonates with many who find their aspirations muted by internal narratives. The power to transform your mindset begins with the realization that self-deception is a common human experience rather than a personal shortcoming. You have the capacity to reshape your story. Awareness is transformative. It enables you to dissect the layers of self-deception that obscure your path. By shining a light on these hidden truths, you can gradually dismantle the barriers standing in the way of your genuine self. As you confront the lies you've believed, you reclaim the power that has long been siphoned away by false narratives. With compassionate curiosity, you can explore the sources of your self-deception. Ask yourself critical questions such as, what are the stories I repeatedly tell myself? Where do these beliefs originate, and how are they impacting my choices and relationships? Engage with these reflections without judgment. The intention is not to criticize, but to liberate. This approach fosters resilience in your journey, affirming that you are in charge of your emotional and mental landscape. The journey to recognizing self-deception is not merely an individual experience. It intertwines with the human condition, reminding us that we can rise above our entanglements. As we delve deeper into the nuances of our self-perceptions, the next part of this chapter will unpack the specific mechanisms that fuel self-deception, revealing how to diffuse their hold on your life. Embrace this as an opportunity for growth, and remember that each step you take is a powerful choice toward reclaiming your authentic self. With the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, you hold within you the potential for profound transformation. Together, we can break free from the chains that have bound us and step into a future filled with hope, clarity, and purpose. The most effective means of overcoming self-deception lies in the practice of radical honesty, an approach that encourages individuals to confront their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors with unwavering truth. This method dismantles the defensive walls built by years of distorted narratives and emotional blind spots. At its core, radical honesty requires you to embrace your vulnerabilities and recognize them as powerful tools for growth, rather than sources of shame. The efficacy of this approach is rooted in both psychological principles and transformational stories that highlight its impact. Scientific research reveals that acknowledging personal truths significantly contributes to emotional regulation and resilience. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology demonstrated that individuals who practiced radical honesty reported lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. The findings highlight a preventative aspect of mental health. When we choose to face our realities, whether they involve mistakes, desires, or fears, we break the cycle of self-deception that drives emotional turmoil. This process also fosters greater self-awareness, allowing individuals to make informed choices that align with their authentic selves. Consider the story of Clara, a successful businesswoman who seemingly had it all: a thriving career, social respect, and financial stability. However, Clara struggled privately with a profound sense of disconnection and dissatisfaction. For years she had ignored her true desires, believing that adhering strictly to societal norms would bring her happiness. When she finally engaged in radical honesty by admitting to herself that her career was misaligned with her passions, a shift began to occur. Clara embarked on a journey of exploration, allowing herself to pursue creative ventures that had long been sidelined. With each honest admission, the shackles of her self-deceptive beliefs weakened, revealing a renewed sense of purpose and fulfillment. Clara's transformation illustrates not only the personal impact of radical honesty, but also the need for a supportive environment. It is essential to acknowledge the fear that often accompanies radical honesty. People may fear judgment from others or feel vulnerability is a threat to their self-esteem. However, confronting this fear is crucial, as the benefits far outweigh the discomfort. When we embrace our truths, we inherently cultivate self-acceptance, enabling a gradual reclamation of control over our narratives and emotions. Radical honesty invites you to engage in deeper self-reflection, pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone. Rather than brushing aside negative feelings or avoiding uncomfortable discussions, this method empowers you to face them head-on. By sharing your truths with a trusted friend or through journaling, you begin to untangle the web of self-deception, casting a light on patterns that previously remained hidden. This kind of active engagement fosters healing and allows you to reconnect with your authentic self, paving the way for transformative growth. As you implement radical honesty in your life, remember, it is not merely about exposing flaws, but rather embracing your whole self with compassion. This practice fosters resilience, encourages meaningful connections, and invigorates your journey toward fulfillment. The transformation from self-deception to self-awareness is an ongoing process, one that requires patience and courage. In the next section, we will explore practical strategies that can help you incorporate radical honesty into your daily life. By creating a foundation anchored in truth, you will position yourself to navigate life's challenges with newfound clarity and confidence. Understanding that you have the power to shift your mindset is central to reclaiming your narrative and stepping into a future filled with hope and authenticity. To successfully implement the transformative practice of radical honesty, Start by embracing some straightforward steps that will guide you on your journey toward authenticity and self-discovery. This method is about taking deliberate actions that foster self-awareness and promote genuine connections with others. Begin by setting a personal intention. Take a moment to think about what truth looks like for you in specific areas of your life. Identify aspects where you feel you have been misleading yourself or suppressing your feelings. Whether in relationships, work, or personal aspirations, bringing clarity to your intentions will serve as a powerful motivator as you proceed. Once you have your intent defined, engage in a daily journal practice. Daily journaling can be an incredibly revealing exercise, helping you articulate your thoughts and feelings without the fear of judgment. Create a safe space to express whatever comes to mind. You might start each entry with, "Today I feel," followed by a stream of consciousness where you let your true feelings pour out. This type of reflective writing allows you to observe patterns of self-deception and clarify the honesty you wish to embrace. Over time, reviewing past entries will shed light on your growth and help you recognize recurring themes that warrant deeper exploration. As you cultivate self-awareness through journaling, extend that practice to your conversations. Make a commitment to share your thoughts and feelings honestly with a trusted friend or family member. When you choose to communicate candidly, start small. Practice expressing something as simple as what you enjoyed or disliked about your day. Gradually challenge yourself to tackle deeper topics that reveal your true self. It may feel uncomfortable initially, but remember, this is a step toward building deeper connections and solidifying your authenticity. To further bolster your practice, create a small wins jar. Every time you embrace radical honesty, no matter how minor it may seem, write it down on a slip of paper and place it in the jar. This visible representation of your successes will serve as a tangible reminder of your progress, creating a sense of accomplishment and encouraging you to keep going. Each slip is a testament to your courage to confront your truths, providing motivation and momentum as you recognize how much you are changing. Additionally, incorporate mindfulness techniques into your daily routine to enhance your self-awareness. Spend a few minutes each day practicing mindfulness meditation, focusing on your breath and allowing thoughts to come and go without judgment. This practice will not only center you, but will also help create the mental space to address self-deceptive patterns as they arise. As you move forward, remember that radical honesty is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself as you navigate the complexities it may unveil. Each step toward honesty is a step towards liberating yourself from the chains of self-deception. In the upcoming chapter, we will delve into breaking the mask, dismantling harmful thought patterns that often accompany self-deception. As we explore these strategies, it will become clear how deeply intertwined our perceptions are with our personal growth. If you feel inspired by these insights and wish to keep progressing on this transformative journey, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement matters. Please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and suggest any topics that would enrich our community. Your input is invaluable, guiding us as we navigate the path to authenticity and self-discovery together. Embrace the exciting journey ahead, and remember that every small step you take leads to profound transformation. Chapter 3: Breaking the Mask, Dismantling Harmful Thought Patterns. Every mask we wear distorts our perception of self and the world around us, encasing our true identity in layers of facade. The first step in reclaiming your authenticity is to break these masks and confront the harmful thought patterns hiding beneath. Harmful thinking, often rooted in fear and insecurity, leads us to adopt protective behaviors that prevent genuine connection with ourselves and others. Recognizing these patterns is not merely an exercise in self-awareness, it's a powerful act of courage that opens the door to profound transformation. The origins of harmful thought patterns often stem from early experiences. Much of our self-perception is shaped during childhood, influenced by familial expectations, cultural norms, and societal pressures. Research indicates that cognitive distortions, such as all-or-nothing thinking or overgeneralization, are common among individuals dealing with low self-esteem or anxiety. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, over 31% of adults experience anxiety disorders at some point in their lives, revealing just how widespread these thought patterns are. Consider the story of Alex, who has always struggled with feelings of inadequacy. Growing up in a family that prioritized success, he learned to equate his self-worth with achievements. Every time he made a mistake, he would spiral into negative thoughts, convinced it confirmed his deepest fears of not being good enough. This cycle became deeply ingrained, turning into a mask that he wore daily, distancing him from his true self and genuine relationships. Alex's story is a reminder that the masks we create can often become more significant than our genuine identities. Breaking the mask begins with mindfulness and acknowledgement. By learning to observe your thoughts without judgment, you develop the ability to identify harmful patterns as they arise. Studies in cognitive behavioral therapy emphasize that awareness is the cornerstone of change. When we recognize the dialogue within our minds, we create opportunities for intervention. This means becoming attuned to thoughts that arise during particular situations, those moments when fear or doubt bubbles to the surface. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have to support these thoughts? Analyzing the validity of your beliefs is essential to dismantling their power over you. Importantly, harness the transformative power of reframing. This technique is about shifting your perspective on a given situation, allowing you to see the potential for growth rather than defeat. For instance, when Alex faced setbacks at work, changing his narrative from "I failed" to "I have the opportunity to learn" helped diffuse the weight of shame. By consciously adjusting the way you frame experiences, you empower yourself to confront fears and approach challenges with a resilient mindset. Encouragement should also come from surrounding yourself with supportive individuals who can affirm your commitment to authenticity. Engaging with positive influences can help fortify your resolve when self-doubt creeps in. As you take action to dismantle your harmful thought patterns, remind yourself that it is a journey deserving of patience and kindness. Each small victory compounds over time, building momentum toward an authentic and fulfilling life. The path to breaking the mask is neither immediate nor easy, but it is an empowering one. Each step you take to challenge harmful thought patterns signals a commitment to living authentically. The next chapter will delve into the courage required to embrace vulnerability, a critical component of true strength. We will explore how vulnerability can lead to deeper connections and enrich your personal journey. If this chapter has resonated with you and inspired you to take action, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation for more insights and strategies to reclaim your authenticity. Your engagement is invaluable. Like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and suggest topics that inspire you. Remember, breaking the mask is just the beginning, and the journey of self-discovery awaits you. The effectiveness of breaking the mask lies in its foundational principle. Authenticity breeds empowerment. When individuals take the courageous step of presenting their true selves to the world, they begin dismantling the wall of fear and insecurity that has held them captive. This process involves confronting deep-seated beliefs that perpetuate harmful thought patterns. Research in psychology reveals a compelling correlation between authenticity and mental well-being. A study published in the Journal of Happiness Studies found that individuals who embraced authenticity and openly expressed their emotions experienced lower levels of anxiety and depression and reported higher life satisfaction. This backs the argument that breaking free from the facade results in significant emotional relief and mental clarity. Take the transformative journey of Sarah, a once reserved individual who heeded the call to authenticity. For years, she believed that she had to project an image of perfection, flawless, successful, and always in control. However, beneath this mask, Sarah felt increasingly isolated and empty. It wasn't until she participated in a workshop focused on vulnerability that she dared to confront her need for perfection. By gradually sharing her struggles with others, she found solace and connection with like-minded individuals. Each story she exchanged chipped away at her facade, allowing her true self to emerge. As Sarah broke the mask, she experienced a profound shift in her emotional landscape, ultimately improving her relationships and enhancing her overall well-being. The process of breaking the mask not only fosters personal growth, but also nurtures authentic connections with others. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite others to do the same, transforming shallow interactions into deep and meaningful relationships. A consistent study from the University of California found that vulnerability in interpersonal communications strengthens bonds and fosters trust, contributing to a more supportive environment. Understanding that these connections deepen when we interact authentically is vital in motivating individuals to overcome their fear of exposure. Part of understanding the effectiveness of this method is to acknowledge the concept of cognitive dissonance, as explored by psychologist Leon Festinger. Cognitive dissonance occurs when a person's beliefs conflict with their behaviors, leading to psychological discomfort. By breaking the mask, individuals strive to align their behavior with their inner truth, mitigating the internal turmoil that results from living a dual life. This alignment promotes emotional balance and reduces anxiety, making individuals feel more at peace with who they are. To further emphasize the urgency of implementing this method, consider the daily toll that living behind a mask can exert. It drains emotional energy, fosters discontent, and erodes self-esteem. As individuals work to advance their personal growth, breaking the mask serves as both a therapeutic release and a proactive means of claiming autonomy over one's life narrative. This transformation is not simply theoretical, but attainable through consistent practice. The liberation that comes from shedding the need for perfectionism allows individuals to redefine their identities on their own terms. By courageously taking down the mask, you stop living in fear of judgment and start embracing the complexities of your humanity. As you continue this journey, the next section will focus on embracing vulnerability, highlighting its role as an essential component of authentic living. If you find this exploration compelling and wish to continue uncovering strategies for genuine self-expression, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation today. Your voice matters. Share your thoughts in the comments and let us know which topics resonate with you. Every small step you take reinforces your commitment to authenticity and personal empowerment. Embrace this transformative journey and prepare to delve into the profound strength found in vulnerability. To begin the process of breaking the mask, foster a mindset of openness and self-compassion. Start each day by consciously reminding yourself that it's okay not to be perfect, and that vulnerability is a strength rather than a weakness. Affirmations can be a powerful tool in this process. Consider creating a list of affirmations such as "I am worthy of being seen" or "My truths are valid." Reciting these affirmations can help instill a sense of agency and encourage you to step into your authenticity. Next, establish a daily practice of self-reflection. Set aside a few minutes each day to journal about your thoughts and feelings. Begin by asking yourself simple yet profound questions. What mask am I wearing today? What emotions do I tend to hide from myself and others? Journaling allows you to externalize your thoughts, providing insight into the barriers you may be unknowingly placing between your true self and those around you. This journal can later serve as a source of inspiration as you witness your journey unfold. Additionally, identify specific situations where you typically feel the need to wear a mask. Do you find yourself altering your behavior in social settings, work environments, or even familial gatherings? Take a moment to reflect on your experiences and pinpoint moments when you felt you weren't being genuine. After identifying these contexts, choose one small, actionable way to express yourself honestly in that situation. For instance, if you typically agree with popular opinions, challenge yourself to voice your true thoughts next time you're in a discussion. Small victories like this create momentum and lay the groundwork for deeper authenticity over time. Another effective method is to practice mindful imagery. In a quiet setting, visualize yourself unmasking. Imagine peeling away the layers of facade to reveal your true self underneath. Picture what that person looks like, how they stand, how they speak, and how they feel. Hold on to that image as you engage with the world, reminding yourself of this authentic version when you encounter situations that might trigger the urge to revert to masking. This visualization helps create a strong connection to your authenticity, reinforcing your desire to break free from harmful thought patterns. To encourage continued progress, establish a small wins tracker. Each time you act genuinely, write down what you did and how it felt. Celebrate these moments, no matter how trivial they may seem. This practice builds a sense of accomplishment and continuously enhances your motivation to embrace your true self. Over time, as you gather evidence of your bravery, you'll find it easier to dismantle the mask and engage with your world authentically. As you embark on this exciting journey, remember that breaking the mask doesn't happen overnight. It is a continual process. By committing to these practices, you empower yourself to cultivate a deeper connection with who you are at your core. In the upcoming chapter, we will explore the art of embracing vulnerability, a crucial element not only in breaking the mask, but also in fostering genuine connections with others. If this chapter has ignited a spark of courage within you, support your growth journey by subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Engage with our community by liking this video, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and suggesting topics that resonate with you. Your involvement nurtures an atmosphere of shared exploration and learning, and each step you take as you break the mask brings you closer to becoming your most authentic self. Let's continue together into this next transformative chapter. Chapter 4: Embracing Vulnerability, the Path to True Strength. In a world that often glorifies strength and resilience, it may come as a surprise that true power lies in our willingness to embrace vulnerability. This chapter invites you to unlock the potential of vulnerability, revealing it as a vital pathway to authentic connection and profound personal growth. The act of sharing our innermost fears and struggles not only fosters deeper relationships, but also paves the way to self-acceptance and healing. Understanding vulnerability in this light empowers you to walk a path of courage and authenticity. The roots of our aversion to vulnerability often stem from societal conditioning, which equates vulnerability with weakness. From an early age, many of us are taught to hide our struggles and present a facade of strength. A study conducted by Brené Brown, a renowned researcher and expert on vulnerability, found that over 50% of individuals reported feeling pressure to appear strong and composed, perpetuating cycles of disconnection and isolation. The irony is stark. While we seek connection, our instinct is often to keep others at arm's length to protect ourselves from perceived judgment or rejection. This protective behavior fosters an environment where vulnerability is viewed as a flaw rather than a facet of our shared humanity. Consider the story of Michael, a former military officer celebrated for his bravery and fortitude. After returning home, Michael struggled with post-traumatic stress, feeling compelled to conceal his emotions to uphold his image as a tough and self-assured individual. Each time his anxiety surfaced, he masked it with anger or disengagement, believing vulnerability would diminish his credibility. However, over time, he discovered that reaching out for support and openly expressing his experiences helped him forge deeper connections with family and friends. In embracing vulnerability, Michael gained not just relief, but a sense of authenticity that lent meaning to his relationships. Research consistently supports the assertion that vulnerability is a catalyst for building trust and enhancing emotional intimacy. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that individuals who share their vulnerabilities are often perceived as more trustworthy and relatable. When we actively choose to reveal our fears and insecurities, we invite others to do the same, creating relationships rooted in empathy rather than superficiality. As we share our experiences, we foster an environment of openness, encouraging others to embrace their authentic selves, thus forming deeper bonds. Embracing vulnerability empowers us in many ways. It cultivates self-awareness and encourages emotional resilience. When we allow ourselves to confront our fears head-on, we demystify the narratives that hold us captive. For example, John, a corporate executive, feared that admitting to his shortcomings at work would jeopardize his position. However, when he finally shared his challenges with his team, it not only lifted a weight off his shoulders, but also inspired a culture of honesty within his organization. His colleagues, feeling encouraged, also began to open up, resulting in a more collaborative and innovative workspace. As we progress through this chapter, you'll soon discover practical strategies to begin incorporating vulnerability into your life. Remember, This journey is not merely about revealing your struggles. It's about celebrating the imperfect, messy, and beautiful human experience we all share. Allow the realization that vulnerability is where true strength resides to empower you to step forward into your authentic self. With the insights you will gain in the upcoming sections, we will explore actionable steps to embrace vulnerability fully. If this chapter resonates with you and awakens your desire to foster deeper connections and authenticity, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your voice and engagement matter. Please take a moment to like this video and share your thoughts in the comment section. Together, we will navigate through the incredible journey of vulnerability, unlocking the strength that awaits within. Embracing vulnerability as a deliberate practice is not merely an abstract concept. It is a powerful method that has the potential to transform the way we interact with ourselves and others. By consciously choosing to be vulnerable, we counteract the ingrained habits of avoidance and suppression that often perpetuate feelings of isolation and disconnection. When we take this courageous step, we foster authenticity and create an environment where trust can flourish. Psychological research strongly supports this perspective, emphasizing that vulnerability is a vital component of emotional resilience and overall well-being. For instance, studies conducted at the University of Houston by researcher Brené Brown illustrate a compelling relationship between vulnerability and emotional health. Brown's research found that individuals who practiced vulnerability experienced lower levels of anxiety and depression and reported higher levels of life satisfaction. The rationale is simple, yet profound. In allowing ourselves to be open and exposed, we reduce the burden of perfectionism and the fear of judgment that so often holds us back. The acceptance of our vulnerabilities leads to greater self-compassion, enabling you to approach your flaws and imperfection with kindness rather than contempt. Take the inspiring story of Rachel, a community leader who struggled for years with the stigma of vulnerability in her professional life. For a long time, she adhered to the belief that her worth was contingent upon her accomplishments and the facade of invulnerability she presented to her colleagues. It wasn't until she began attending a local support group focused on emotional wellness that she started to unravel the conditioned belief that vulnerability equated to weakness. In a moment of bravery, Rachel shared her struggles with self-doubt in front of the group. To her astonishment, what followed was an overwhelming sense of relief and solidarity. Her transparency inspired others to do the same, creating a powerful network of mutual support. This realization opened Rachel's eyes to the transformative power of vulnerability. She became a more authentic leader, fostering a culture where honesty and connection were prioritized. The urgency in mastering this method lies in the reality that continued avoidance of vulnerability leads to emotional stagnation. The more we hide behind our walls, the deeper our feelings of loneliness and disconnection grow. The fear of judgment often keeps us trapped in the confines of our comfort zones, but it is precisely through confronting these fears that we uncover our capacity for growth and resilience. When we actively practice vulnerability, we dismantle the barriers we have erected and begin to recognize the richness of our shared experiences. Furthermore, the effectiveness of this approach can be seen in its ability to enhance our relationships. When we choose to be vulnerable, we grant others permission to lower their guards as well. Research indicates that this reciprocal process enriches interpersonal dynamics, fostering empathy and understanding. A study published in the Journal of Counseling Psychology showed that individuals who had open dialogues about vulnerability with loved ones reported healthier, more fulfilling relationships and a greater sense of belonging. The act of exposing our vulnerabilities, rather than serving as a liability, is ultimately a bridge toward deeper connection. As we move forward, you will learn specific techniques to cultivate this practice in your daily life, empowering you to embrace vulnerability as a source of strength in your journey. By stepping into authenticity and vulnerability, you have the potential to redefine not just how you view yourself, but also how you connect with others. If you feel inspired to further explore this transformative approach, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Please engage by liking this video and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your insights can enrich our community and lead us into deeper conversations about vulnerability and authenticity. Embrace the power of vulnerability as we continue this incredible journey together, rediscovering the strength that lies within. To effectively embrace vulnerability, start by cultivating a mindset of openness and acceptance. This foundational shift is vital as it prepares you to confront the fears associated with exposing your true self. Take a moment each day to affirm your commitment to vulnerability. You might say, "I am worthy of being seen as I am," or write it down in a dedicated journal. These affirmations build your confidence and remind you that vulnerability is an essential part of the human experience, not a source of shame. Next, focus on small acts of vulnerability in your everyday life. Begin by evaluating situations where you typically feel the urge to hide your true thoughts or emotions. It might be in conversations with colleagues, during family gatherings, or even while interacting with friends. Choose one low-stakes environment to start with. This will help reduce the pressure. For instance, if you have an opinion you've held back in discussions, share it during your next conversation, even if it's as simple as voicing a different perspective on a topic. This immediate action enables you to experience the relief and empowerment that accompany vulnerability without overwhelming yourself. In addition to sharing your thoughts, practice vulnerability through written expression. Set aside time to explore your feelings by journaling about your day, focusing on the emotions you experienced and any instances where you felt resistant to being open. Ask yourself questions like, "What did I hold back today?" And "What fears stopped me from expressing my true self?" This exercise not only fosters self-awareness, but also enables you to identify patterns in your thinking that may need to change. Each time you allow yourself to examine these thoughts, you chip away at the walls that protect you, but also confine you. Consider forming a vulnerability buddy system with a trusted friend or colleague. Schedule regular check-ins where you both share personal experiences or challenges in a safe and supportive environment. This could be as simple as a coffee meeting where you agree to discuss topics that might normally feel uncomfortable, such as insecurities or challenges you've faced. Having someone else to share the experience with will increase your accountability and cultivate a deeper bond based on shared vulnerability and trust. Throughout this process, it is important to celebrate small wins. Keep a vulnerability log, jotting down every instance where you chose to be open, even in minor ways. Each entry is a testament to your courage. Reflecting on this log can provide tangible evidence of your growth, helping fuel your motivation and reinforcing the idea that taking these steps is both impactful and rewarding. As you progress, remember that embracing vulnerability is not about becoming perfect or eliminating fear entirely. It's about acknowledging these fears and facing them with courage. The more you practice, the easier it will become to show up as your authentic self. In the next chapter, we will delve into the transformative power of self-compassion and how it functions hand in hand with vulnerability. We'll explore practical strategies to cultivate kindness toward yourself as you navigate this journey. If you find these practices resonate with you and wish to deepen your understanding of vulnerability, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement is precious. Please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and suggest topics that pique your interest. Together, we will continue to unravel the intricacies of personal growth and authenticity. Embrace the journey ahead and know that every step you take toward vulnerability is a powerful stride towards true empowerment. Chapter 5: Detaching from Validation, Finding Self-Worth Within. The journey toward self-discovery begins with the courageous act of detaching from external validation and embracing intrinsic self-worth. Many of us have been conditioned to seek approval from others, believing that our value is determined by how we are perceived. This reliance on external affirmation can create a cycle of dependency, leaving us feeling insecure and unfulfilled. To break free from this cycle, we must learn to cultivate a sense of self-worth that originates from within. Understanding this transformative process allows you to reclaim your identity and develop a genuine appreciation for who you are, irrespective of others' opinions. The origins of our dependence on external validation often trace back to childhood experiences, where we may have been praised more for our achievements than for our character. Research from the field of psychology indicates that this pattern can lead to deeply ingrained beliefs about our worthiness, often causing us to tie our self-esteem to external factors such as grades, job titles, or social media likes. A comprehensive survey conducted by the American Psychological Association found that nearly 80% of adults admit to feeling anxious when they do not receive validation from peers or authority figures, underscoring the prevalence of this issue. Consider the story of Laura, a talented graphic designer who spent years seeking approval from her clients and colleagues. Each time she presented her work, she would anxiously await feedback, feeling an intense pressure to please others. Despite her undeniable talent, Laura constantly felt inadequate, thinking, "I am only as good as the praise I receive." This dependence on others' opinions stifled her creativity and caused stress and burnout. However, Laura's perspective shifted when she attended a workshop focused on self-acceptance. She began realizing that her worth was not contingent upon others' feedback, but rather an inherent quality she possessed. Understanding that self-worth comes from within can be liberating. When we detach from the need for external validation, we free ourselves from the emotional burdens of comparison and judgment. Research in positive psychology shows that cultivating intrinsic self-worth can lead to greater resilience, improved mental health, and increased overall life satisfaction. A study published in the Journal of Happiness Studies revealed a strong association between self-acceptance and emotional well-being. Individuals who embraced their intrinsic worth reported higher levels of happiness and lower levels of anxiety and depression. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery, it is crucial to recognize the power of self-compassion. Rather than focusing on how others perceive you, turn the spotlight inward and celebrate your unique qualities and achievements. Acknowledge your strengths as well as your areas for growth, accepting that it is okay to be imperfect. Embracing this perspective fosters a nurturing relationship with yourself, one that allows you to flourish without relying on external approval. The realization that your value is intrinsic can spark profound change in your mindset. Consider the concept of living authentically. When you detach from the need for validation, you open yourself to embracing your true self and sharing it with the world. This authenticity not only enhances your self-esteem, but also allows you to connect more deeply with those around you. In the next part of this chapter, we will explore practical strategies to cultivate your sense of self-worth and step away from dependence on validation. As you continue this journey, remember that you hold the power to transform your mindset and redefine your sense of value. Each step toward recognizing your worth is a testament to your strength and resilience. If you feel inspired to delve deeper into this transformative process, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement is important. Please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and suggest topics that resonate with you. Together, we will continue to uncover the path to self-worth and authenticity, empowering you to thrive with confidence and clarity. Detaching from validation is an essential step in overcoming the emotional turmoil associated with relying on external approval for self-worth. This method empowers individuals to cultivate a deep, intrinsic sense of value that does not waver based on others' opinions. When you shift your focus from seeking external validation to nurturing self-acceptance, you reclaim your autonomy. This transformation fosters resilience against criticism and opens the door to genuine self-discovery. Scientific research supports the effectiveness of this method by highlighting the profound impact of self-acceptance on mental health. According to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, individuals who practice self-acceptance experience enhanced emotional well-being and demonstrate an increase in life satisfaction. The research demonstrated that these individuals are less likely to fluctuate in their self-esteem based on external factors. This consistent inner strength enables them to navigate life's challenges with a greater sense of security. A powerful example of this transformation can be seen in the story of Amir, a talented musician who once struggled deeply with the need for validation. Throughout his career, Amir constantly sought approval from critics and audiences alike. Although many praised his music, he still fixated on negative feedback, allowing it to overshadow positive responses. Mixed reviews would lead him to question his talents, causing him to alter his style dramatically in an effort to satisfy his critics. However, Amir's life began to change when he attended a retreat focused on building resilience and embracing vulnerability. During the program, he learned techniques to foster self-acceptance and detach his sense of worth from external opinions. One exercise involved reflecting on his personal values and what drew him to music in the first place. This inward exploration reignited his passion as he uncovered a core belief. His music was meant to express his authentic self rather than seek validation from others. As Amir embraced this newfound perspective, he began to create music that resonated with him rather than conforming to market trends or criticism. The shift in mindset transformed not only his art but his emotional state. He reported feeling liberated and authentically connected to his music, leading to creations that were both innovative and deeply personal. This experience exemplifies how detaching from validation can liberate individuals from crippling self-doubt, allowing them to pursue their passions authentically. Furthermore, embracing self-worth fosters an environment of authenticity and courage among peers. When individuals demonstrate self-acceptance, they inspire others to explore their authenticity. A study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships discovered that self-acceptance and self-worth promote healthy interpersonal relationships. The findings highlighted that individuals who value themselves encourage others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that fosters empathy and connection within communities. In practicing detachment from validation, individuals also become more resilient in the face of inevitable setbacks and criticism. Rather than feeling crushed by negative feedback, they learn to view challenges as opportunities for growth. This resilience can positively impact various aspects of life, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. As we delve deeper into fostering self-worth and independence from validation, remember that this journey may require patience and practice. In the next part of the chapter, we will explore actionable strategies you can implement to cultivate intrinsic self-worth effectively. If this exploration resonates with you, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your involvement matters. Please like this video, share your experiences in the comments, and suggest topics that inspire you. Together, we will continue to navigate the transformative path towards self-acceptance and empowerment, enabling you to embrace your true potential with confidence. To effectively detach from external validation and cultivate intrinsic self-worth, it's essential to implement practical steps that encourage both reflection and action. Start by creating a self-worth journal. Dedicate a notebook or a digital document where you can consistently write about your experiences, emotions, and thoughts related to self-worth. Each day, take a few minutes to jot down 3 things you appreciate about yourself that are not tied to external praise. These could be qualities such as determination, kindness, or creativity. Over time, this practice will reinforce your understanding of your inherent value and encourage you to shift your focus away from external sources of validation. Next, practice setting personal goals based on your values. Identify what truly matters to you, whether it's creativity, connection, or personal growth, and set achievable goals that align with these values. For instance, if creativity is important, aim to dedicate time each week to a creative project free from the intent of receiving validation. By focusing on what brings you joy, rather than what might garner outside approval, you nurture your self-worth from within. Celebrate your progress in this area, not just through achieving the goal, but also through genuinely enjoying the process itself. Another powerful exercise involves reframing negative thoughts associated with your self-worth. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, "I need their approval to feel good about myself," pause and challenge that thought. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that supports this belief? Shift the narrative to a more empowering statement such as, "I am enough just as I am, independent of anyone's opinion." Practicing cognitive restructuring like this can help develop a more resilient mindset, fostering self-acceptance. Additionally, Surrounding yourself with supportive individuals can significantly reinforce your newfound sense of self-worth. Engage with friends or family members who uplift you and appreciate you for who you are, rather than for what you achieve. Share your journey with them. Let them know you are working on detaching from validation. This openness will prompt discussions that can further deepen your connections, reminding you of your worth through their genuine appreciation. To build momentum, acknowledge and celebrate every small win along the way. Create a self-worth tracker where you record your daily affirmations, successes in pursuing your goals, and moments when you defied the urge for external validation. Each time you surpass a self-doubt or share your authentic self unabashedly, reward yourself, perhaps with a favorite treat or an evening spent doing something you love. This reinforces a positive feedback loop, encouraging you to continue on this path. As you implement these practices, remember that the journey to self-worth is not always linear. It may come with challenges, but embracing the fluctuations is part of the growth process. Each small effort you make is a step toward becoming more attuned to your intrinsic value, paving the way for heightened confidence and resilience. In the next chapter, we will explore the importance of self-compassion and how treating ourselves with kindness can further amplify our sense of worth and acceptance. We'll discuss actionable techniques to foster self-compassion, allowing you to soften the inner critiques that arise during moments of self-doubt. If you feel inspired by these practices and wish to delve deeper into the journey of self-discovery, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement is invaluable. Please like this video, share your experiences in the comments, and suggest topics that resonate with you. Together, we will continue to uncover pathways that lead to self-acceptance and empowerment, affirming that you deserve to thrive unapologetically. Chapter 6. Rewriting the Inner Dialogue. Cultivating a Healthy Mindset. Our inner dialogue holds tremendous power. It shapes our perceptions, influences our emotions, and can either uplift or undermine our sense of self. The journey to a healthier mindset begins with the vital practice of rewriting that inner dialogue. By consciously transforming negative self-talk into constructive and affirming language, you can shift your emotional state and create a more empowered version of yourself. Embracing this process gives you the tools to reclaim control over your thoughts and cultivate resilience in the face of life's challenges. The origins of negative self-talk often stem from early experiences and societal conditioning. Throughout our lives, we encounter criticism, whether from authority figures, peers, or even from our internalized beliefs about ourselves. A significant study conducted by the National Science Foundation indicates that the average person has approximately 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts each day, with around 80% of those thoughts being negative. This alarming statistic underscores how pervasive and harmful negative self-talk can be, often leading to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and depression. Consider the story of Mia, an aspiring writer who grappled with crippling self-doubt. Whenever she attempted to put her thoughts onto paper, her inner critic would surface, whispering phrases like, "You're not good enough, and no one will want to read this." Consumed by these debilitating thoughts, Mia abandoned her passion, convinced that her writing was unworthy. It wasn't until she attended a workshop on self-affirmation and mindset transformation that she began to recognize the hold her negative self-talk had over her creativity and self-worth. In that transformative space, Mia learned the essential practice of rewriting her inner dialogue. Instead of adhering to the narratives that her inner critic perpetuated, she began to introduce positive affirmations into her mental framework. Simple shifts in language, such as replacing "I can't" with "I'm learning," and "I'm not enough" with "I am worthy of growth," became pivotal steps in her journey toward self-acceptance. The emotional weight lifted as Mia started to confront and challenge her inner critic, allowing her to rediscover her passion for writing. The urgency behind rewriting your inner dialogue cannot be overstated. Scientific research in psychology supports the transformative power of positive self-talk. A study in the journal Cognitive Therapy and Research showed that self-affirmation practices could lead to significant improvements in self-esteem and emotional well-being. Participants who actively engaged in positive self-talk demonstrated greater resilience to stress and improved emotional responses to challenges. Moreover, cultivating healthy self-talk not only benefits individuals but also promotes a broader sense of well-being within communities. When we learn to speak kindly to ourselves, we create ripples of positivity in our relationships with others. A survey conducted by the American Psychological Association found that individuals who practice self-compassion are more likely to extend compassion to those around them. This interconnectedness reinforces the idea that by rewriting our internal narratives, we can collectively transform our environments into ones that foster kindness, understanding, and growth. As we journey further into this chapter, you will discover practical exercises and techniques to help you systematically rewrite your inner dialogue. This process invites empowerment, allowing you to take charge of your thoughts and emotions. Remember, the words you choose to affirm your identity and capabilities shape the life you lead and the connections you create. In the next section, we will delve into specific strategies to implement in your daily life, facilitating a profound shift in your mindset toward positivity and acceptance. If you feel motivated to transform your inner dialogue and wish to continue this journey, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement matters greatly. Like this video, share your insights in the comments, and suggest topics that inspire you. Together, we will uncover the empowering journey of rewriting our inner narratives, guiding ourselves and others toward a healthier mindset. Rewriting your inner dialogue is an incredibly effective method for overcoming negative thought patterns and cultivating a healthy mindset. This approach allows individuals to break free from the limitations imposed by their inner critics, fostering self-compassion and resilience. By consciously choosing to alter the way we speak to ourselves, we challenge ingrained beliefs that no longer serve us. This transformative process not only alters our immediate emotional responses, but also contributes to long-term changes in our self-perception and overall mental health. Research in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, emphasizes the profound impact of self-talk on our mental and emotional well-being. A meta-analysis published in the journal Psychological Bulletin highlighted that individuals who modified negative thought patterns through cognitive restructuring experienced significant reductions in symptoms of anxiety and depression. The study found that this method promotes healthier emotional responses, as it encourages individuals to counter negative thoughts with positive affirmations and realistic appraisals of their abilities. John, a dedicated project manager, illustrates this power beautifully. For years, he struggled with a nagging inner voice that often whispered hurtful phrases like, "You always mess things up," or "You'll never get that promotion." These thoughts created a chronic cycle of self-doubt, undermining his confidence and leading to a reluctance to seek out opportunities. The turning point came when John began attending a workshop focused on self-leadership and positive thinking. One of the key takeaways was the practice of rewriting his inner dialogue. Initially hesitant, John committed to challenging his negative thoughts by keeping a daily log. Each time he noted a disparaging thought, he immediately countered it with an affirmation. For example, instead of allowing the voice to say, "You'll fail," he would rewrite it to declare, "I have the skills and resources to succeed." Over just a few weeks, John reported a noticeable increase in his confidence and motivation. Not only did he feel empowered to tackle challenging projects, but he also successfully pursued the promotion he once thought was out of reach. This shift in self-perception transformed his career trajectory, showcasing the tangible benefits of harnessing positive self-talk. Moreover, this method creates a sense of agency over one's thought processes. When faced with challenges, individuals equipped with positive self-talk techniques can promptly reframe their experiences, seeing obstacles as opportunities for growth, rather than insurmountable barriers. Psychological studies support this claim, revealing that people who engage in constructive self-dialogue are more likely to adopt a growth mindset, characterized by a belief in their ability to develop skills and intelligence through dedication and effort. Importantly, the urgency of mastering the practice of rewriting your inner dialogue becomes evident when considering the negative impact of habitual self-criticism. From anxiety triggers to lowered self-esteem, the consequences of negative self-talk can spiral into bigger mental health challenges. By prioritizing this method, you not only improve your immediate emotional state, but take proactive steps to safeguard your mental health in the long run. As we transition to the next phase of this chapter, you will explore specific techniques to implement positive self-talk in practical ways, equipping you with tools to reshape your inner dialogue effectively. If you are eager to commit to this transformation and wish to deepen your understanding of fostering a healthy mindset, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement is key. Please like this video, share your experiences in the comments, and suggest topics that resonate with you. Together, we can cultivate a community dedicated to rewriting our narratives and embracing self-empowerment through meaningful change. To effectively rewrite your inner dialogue and cultivate a healthy mindset, it is essential to integrate practical, actionable steps into your daily routine. Begin by creating a self-reflection practice that allows you to identify and challenge your negative thoughts. Set aside a few minutes each day to examine your internal conversations. Start by writing down any negative or critical thoughts that surface throughout your day. This does not need to be extensive. Just jot down the thoughts that arise in specific situations, such as during work meetings or social interactions. Once you have identified these thoughts, the next step is to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought based on fact or emotion? What evidence do I have to support or refute it? This process encourages you to critically assess the validity of your inner dialogue. After analyzing a negative thought, rewrite it in a more positive and realistic manner. For instance, transform "I always fail" into "I have faced challenges before and I can learn from this experience." This practice of reframing allows you to create a constructive narrative that ultimately nurtures your self-worth. To reinforce this transformation, consider creating a positive affirmation board. This can be a physical board in your living space or a digital collection on your phone or computer. Populate it with affirmations that resonate with you or newly rewritten phrases from your daily self-reflection. Display these affirmations prominently so that you see them often. Regularly reading these positive statements creates an environment of encouragement, reminding you at crucial moments that your worth is inherent and not reliant on external validation. Incorporate visualization techniques to complement your positive affirmations. Take time each week to visualize yourself successfully navigating challenges, using your new inner dialogue as guidance. Picture yourself in a situation where you typically experience negative self-talk. Now envision responding with your empowering statements. This mental rehearsal strengthens your belief in these positive affirmations and prepares you to face real-life situations with confidence. As you apply these techniques, celebrate the small victories along the way. Each time you catch yourself reframing a negative thought or expressing self-affirmation, take a moment to acknowledge this progress. You might consider keeping a success journal where you note these instances. Even the smallest efforts, like enjoying a compliment without deflecting, contribute to enhancing your self-perception. Each entry will serve as a reminder of your journey toward a healthier mindset. Engaging with a supportive community can also amplify your efforts. Share your experiences with friends, family, or an online support group focused on self-improvement. By discussing your journey, you not only encourage others to do the same, but also gain valuable insights from shared experiences. These discussions can deepen your commitment to rewriting your inner dialogue, providing additional motivation and accountability. As we continue, remember that the journey to transforming your inner dialogue is ongoing. It requires patience, courage, and consistent effort. In the next chapter, we will explore the transformative practice of setting healthy boundaries. This vital skill not only protects your well-being, but also promotes self-empowerment, allowing you to cultivate deeper and more meaningful relationships. If you find these insights inspiring and are ready to take action, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement enriches our community. Please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and suggest topics that resonate with you. Together, we can foster an environment of growth and understanding, empowering one another to rewrite our narratives and embrace the potential within us all. Chapter 7. Living Beyond the Ego, a New Way to Thrive. To truly thrive, we must transcend the limitations imposed by our egos and embrace a more expansive sense of self. Living beyond the ego empowers us to release the incessant need for validation, recognition, and superiority that defines our interactions. By stepping away from the ego-driven mindset, we can connect more deeply with ourselves and others, embracing authenticity and richness in our experiences. This journey toward liberation offers the promise of personal growth, emotional resilience, and meaningful relationships. The ego often arises from early life experiences, rooted in our fundamental desire for acceptance and belonging. From childhood, we begin to equate our worth with the approval we receive from parents, peers, and society. According to psychological research, the ego thrives on comparison, competition, and fear of failure, leading individuals to engage in toxic patterns of behavior and thought. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology revealed that individuals with strong ego defenses are more likely to experience anxiety and depressive symptoms. This underscores the importance of addressing our egos. It is a widespread issue that can significantly impact our emotional well-being. Consider the journey of Lisa, a successful entrepreneur who appeared to have achieved it all: financial prosperity, accolades, and a growing brand. Yet behind the facade, she wrestled with an overwhelming sense of emptiness. Often anxious about maintaining her status, Lisa constantly compared herself to competitors, fueling her ego's insatiable need for affirmation. This cycle drained her energy and creativity, leaving her feeling unfulfilled. It wasn't until a mentor encouraged her to explore life beyond ego-driven ambition that Lisa began to reflect on her true desires and values. By participating in self-exploration workshops and embracing mindfulness practices, Lisa discovered the transformative power of living beyond the ego. She learned to detach her self-worth from external achievements, focusing instead on her personal values of creativity, collaboration, and contribution. Lisa began setting intentions based on what truly mattered to her, not merely titles or accolades. The shift enabled her to approach her business with renewed passion and authenticity, engaging with collaborators and clients on a deeper level. In releasing the need for validation, Lisa not only transformed her professional life, but also cultivated genuine connections and found fulfillment. The effectiveness of living beyond the ego is further supported by research in positive psychology, which highlights the benefits of self-transcendence. A prominent study published in the journal Psychosomatic Medicine found that individuals who shifted their focus from self-centered goals to serving others exhibited lower stress levels and enhanced well-being. This observation reinforces the notion that when we step outside ourselves, we cultivate a broader sense of purpose and interconnectedness that fosters emotional resilience. Another significant advantage of this shift is an increase in self-awareness. When we detach from the ego, we become attuned to our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, allowing us to recognize unhealthy patterns and challenge our beliefs. This heightened awareness fosters a more compassionate and understanding relationship with ourselves, enabling us to nurture our growth rather than stifle it. As we navigate the concepts of living beyond the ego, remember that this journey is an ongoing process. A commitment to personal growth and self-exploration involves the courage to confront discomfort and release attachments to outcomes. In the next part of this chapter, we will delve into practical strategies to cultivate this mindset and implement changes that promote a fulfilling existence beyond the ego. If you feel inspired to embark on this journey and wish to learn more about how to thrive beyond the constraints of the ego, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your engagement is incredibly valuable. Please like this video, share your experiences in the comments, and suggest topics that resonate with you. Together, we can continue to explore new horizons in our journey toward authenticity, empowerment, and connection. Living beyond the ego is an exceptionally effective method for overcoming the challenges posed by self-identity and external validation. This approach enables individuals to break free from the relentless cycle of comparing themselves to others and seeking approval based on achievement or status. By prioritizing authenticity and connection, individuals can foster resilience and a deeper sense of self, significantly improving their emotional well-being. Scientific research has consistently demonstrated the benefits of reducing ego involvement in our lives. A pivotal study published in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research found that individuals who engage in self-transcendent behaviors, actions that prioritize others' well-being above their own, experience improved mental health outcomes, including reduced anxiety and increased life satisfaction. By focusing less on themselves and more on serving their communities or relationships, participants reported a stronger sense of purpose and fulfillment in their lives. Real-life transformations underscore the urgency of adopting this mindset. Take the story of Kevin, a middle manager at a large corporation. Kevin had built a career focused on advancing his status and recognition, often sacrificing personal relationships and well-being to climb the corporate ladder. While he was respected by his peers, his internal life was rife with stress and dissatisfaction. After hitting a breaking point, Kevin decided to take a step back and immerse himself in a program that promoted emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Through this program, Kevin began to understand the limitations placed upon him by his ego. He was urged to engage in community service activities, which allowed him to connect with people from various backgrounds and perspectives. During these experiences, Kevin discovered that helping others provided immense joy and satisfaction that accolades never could. As he shifted his focus from achieving personal recognition to fostering relationships and contributing to the well-being of others, Kevin found a renewed zest for life. This transition catalyzed changes in his approach to work, prompting him to collaborate more openly with his team and build a supportive work environment. This journey illustrates why living beyond the ego is a powerful solution. When we detach ourselves from the behavior patterns driven by ego, we become more open to experiences that cultivate meaningful connections. The ego often blinds individuals to the richness of relationships, as it stirs up feelings of competition and isolation. Living beyond the ego, however, encourages cooperation, empathy, and understanding. It enables us to forge deeper connections with ourselves and with others around us. In addition, prioritizing authenticity allows individuals to embrace their vulnerabilities. Research indicates that vulnerability is linked to increased emotional intelligence and resilience. Studies in the field of social psychology from the University of Houston reveal that people who embrace vulnerability and live beyond their ego are better equipped to navigate challenges and create supportive relationships. By fostering this mindset, individuals can experience significant personal growth, further reinforcing that living beyond the ego is not just beneficial but essential. As we continue to explore the benefits of transcending the ego, it's crucial to recognize that this transformation takes time and effort. Committing to a journey of self-discovery requires a willingness to confront discomfort and engage deeply with emotions. The path to living beyond the ego invites you to embrace your true self and the potential that comes from genuine connections. In the upcoming section, we will examine practical strategies to help you embody this transformative mindset in your daily life. If you're ready to take steps toward thriving beyond the constraints of the ego, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your participation in this community is invaluable. Please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and suggest topics that inspire you. Together, we can support one another on this empowering journey toward authenticity and connection. To successfully live beyond the ego, it is essential to take actionable steps that encourage an authentic and fulfilling existence. Start by practicing mindfulness, which enables you to observe your thoughts and feelings without detrimental judgment. Dedicate a few minutes each day to sit in quiet reflection. Focus on your breath and let feelings come and go without reacting to them. This practice creates a space to identify when your ego is at play, giving you a greater understanding of your motivations and impulses. Over time, mindfulness will help you become more aware of when you are seeking validation and increase your ability to distinguish between your true self and the ego. Next, implement a daily gratitude exercise to shift your focus away from comparisons and status. Each morning or evening, Write down 3 things you are grateful for that are not tied to your achievements or external validation. This could include relationships, personal qualities, or experiences that bring you joy. By acknowledging what enriches your life outside of the ego's demands, you cultivate appreciation for your inherent worth, independent of societal measures of success. Another powerful technique is to set intentions focused on connection rather than achievement. Begin each week by writing down a personal intention. For example, you may decide to strengthen your relationships by reaching out to friends or family, focusing on having genuine conversations. Take it a step further by scheduling a call or meeting with someone, making sure to listen deeply and share openly. As you prioritize authentic connection over the need for recognition, you will notice a deepening of your relationships, providing fulfillment that transcends ego-driven motivations. To further embody this shift, consider creating a personal manifesto. Write a statement that outlines your values, beliefs, and what matters most to you, beyond titles or accolades. This document serves as a constant reminder of your commitment to living authentically. Refer to it regularly, allowing it to ground you in your identity outside of external perceptions. Each time you feel your ego creeping in, revisit your manifesto and reaffirm your dedication to living in alignment with your true self. As you engage in these practices, celebrate the small wins along the way. For instance, acknowledge moments when you choose connection over competition, or when you successfully challenge a negative thought that arises from your ego. Maintain a gratitude and growth journal that tracks these victories. Documenting your journey not only reinforces your progress, but builds confidence as you recognize the positive changes taking place in your life. Lastly, seek support from a trusted community or group that emphasizes authenticity and self-acceptance. Share your experiences and aspirations with others who value the same journey. Engaging with like-minded individuals not only provides encouragement, but also fosters a sense of belonging. As you openly discuss your commitments to living beyond the ego, you create a space where vulnerability is celebrated and supported. Taking these steps may feel challenging at first, but remember that every effort you make contributes to a more rewarding and genuine way of living. Living beyond the ego allows you to embrace the beauty of your true self and the connectedness of human experience. As we move forward, the next chapter will focus on the essential practice of self-compassion and how it can significantly enhance your journey toward authenticity. If you find these strategies resonate with you and inspire a deeper exploration, consider subscribing to Mindset Liberation. Your voice in this community is vital. Please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and suggest topics that spur your interest. Together, we can cultivate a nurturing space for growth and connection as we embrace a life that thrives beyond the ego. As we conclude this transformative journey through Beyond the Mirror, How to Silence the Toxic Ego, we have explored the pivotal themes of understanding and overcoming the constraints of the ego. From recognizing self-deception and embracing vulnerability, to cultivating intrinsic self-worth and rewriting our inner dialogue, each chapter has equipped you with practical tools to reclaim your authentic self. The insights shared offer a pathway to emotional resilience, fostering deeper connections with yourself and those around you. Living beyond the ego is not merely a shift in mindset. It's an invitation to engage fully with life's experiences and cultivate an existence grounded in authenticity and compassion. Thank you for taking the time to engage with this material. Your commitment to personal growth is commendable, and I encourage you to reflect on the lessons learned and implement them in your daily life. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more empowering content. Your feedback is invaluable, and together we can continue to uplift and support one another on this journey toward a more liberated and fulfilling life.